keep in mind, as I'm telling this story about my orientation is to see mistakes and work feverishly to correct them. But I was a little obsessive about that. And I was a little obsessive about, not wanting to make those mistakes. And if I made them, to try and correct them. And what the mental health professional really taught me was that there's a way to do that is healthy and helpful. But if you have insecurities, you will do it in a way that isn't helpful. And really, that's what they told me, is that hard to describe. I'll just say what the guy said to me, the psychologist, when I sat down with him. He read my questionnaire that I filled out for him and said, "You don't think you have a right to exist." And I really didn't know what he meant by that. But really what he means by that is, as humans, we all need to develop what they refer to as a healthy narcissism. Now, understand there's a very unhealthy narcissism out there as well.
Right.
But a healthy narcissism is you understand that you are worthy as a human being, or as he put it, you are worthy of love just because of who you are, period. Me, I felt like I had to prove it every second of every day. I never got sort of that basic security as a child that I'm like, people just aren't going to love me or want to be around me unless I'm getting the job done. So I put this enormous amount of pressure on myself to get things right. And if I didn't get it right, it crushed me, and I was obsessed with fixing it. And then I was, of course, also obsessed with not making the mistake in the first place. And there's a positive side to that. I mean, it motivates you. It makes you think. It makes you work. But you can't be perfect. It's impossible.
Right.
All right. So you're going to drive yourself insane if you don't understand that you have that inherent self-worth. And yes, it matters if you make a mistake because you want to try, but it's not an existential threat. It's not this, I'm no longer worthy as a human being because I messed up.
Right.
And that's what my psychologist, and I went through a dozen of them. It was hard to find one who actually, was helpful. But the one I finally found, and then we did like 3.5 years worth of psychotherapy, because I refused to accept what he was saying to me. In my mind, it was like, wait a second, you're saying it doesn't matter what I do? Which isn't exactly what he was saying. So we had this long running argument where I tried to prove to him, it's like, well, here's all the stuff I've done wrong. How am I not responsible for that? So it's not that you're not responsible for that. It's that it doesn't take away your self-worth. And it took me a long time to understand and accept that.
Yeah.